I just realized the sun was strange. Let me move my chair a little. Woo! Still strange. In my eyes. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Simply Live. And I am Simply Lesa. And yes, as I'm able to see what's going on, I have the corded headphone on today. I'll try to keep that away from the camera part. Um, oh, hi, Beth. I didn't see who else. They maybe haven't said hi yet. It's 5 people here already. So Chevy Tracker Travels is going to continue. I just don't know what it looks like yet. I got here. Woo! Yes, it is winter in Apache County, Arizona. I actually thought I was going to get here before a really big storm that was coming in. And instead, my whole travels, the storm was coming in. And so I camped just outside. Some of you nomads will know this. Hi, Jeremy. I didn't know if you would come out, Jeremy. I should call you and talk to you. Hi, Iris. So yeah, I had one morning on the drive. I decided to well, so yeah, I decided to drive around 4 hours and then rest and let the car rest. So what I decided to do is some of my normal kind of nomad things of find a place where I could camp, fix myself a dinner or whatever, depended on how long I was driving or how late it was, get a drink, go to the bathroom, and then just find a way to sleep and then go on the next day. Well, so the first night, let's see, because I had to go to Tonopah and do DMV things and stuff. And then that was about an hour and a half, 2 hours from Boss Custom. And so I went from Tonopah down to Pahrump for the night. I knew some folks that were still there camping for the winter because it's warmer than some parts of northern Arizona. In And I knew that it would be a warmer night for sleeping. So even though I did not have the blue car set up for car camping, I knew I could be okay. So I went there, and then I had coffee the next morning with some people, nomad people, online friends, and then did a resupply at Walmart, a couple of errands, got gas, stuff like that, and then drove to Belmont, which is almost to Flagstaff on I-40. And I knew it was getting ready to have a storm because I kept seeing sprinkles on the windshield. And the motor in that blue car, the motor for the windshield washer fluid didn't work. And I had filled it with fluid, but the pump thing didn't work. And I was like, oh no, okay, great. So, but the windshield wipers worked. So I was like, all right, I'll be all right. I'll be all right. And so I got to Belmont, and I went to the bathroom, started to move things around inside the car so I could sleep. And it started pouring down buckets of rain. Now, Belmont can get really muddy. I could see the lights on the highway through one set of trees. I was pretty close to the highway, but still in the trees. And I feel safer that way somehow. I don't know. I would never have slept in a parking lot in this situation. So I just went to sleep. Well, I wasn't that hungry, so I drank something. I don't remember what I had, but I drank something. I had gone shopping, but I drank something, and then I just like, forget this, I'm going to sleep. And I woke up, I don't know, midnight, needing to go to the bathroom, went to open the door, 5 inches of snow. I got covered. The snow slid off of the roof onto me. And no, I didn't have any of my car camp and heat situation set up or anything. And in fact, I had not cracked my window, which is a normal thing I always do. So I had started to get condensation running on the inside of the windows. It's wise, people, to always have a window cracked open if you're sleeping in a vehicle, because that condensation just sucks. So, so I went to the bathroom, and then I got back in the car and slept, and I woke up the next morning to like 6 inches of snow. I could hear traffic on the highway, so I knew people were moving. And this car does have four-wheel drive. So just to be safe, because I knew it was going to be muddy under the snow, because it had rained a lot when I first fell asleep. Um, I put it in four-wheel high and said, I'll try it. Let's see what happens. If I start to get stuck, I'll put it in low. I never put it in low. I got out fine. Went up to gas up, cleaned the windows really good, all that kind of stuff. Bought a snow broom brush thing because I didn't have one. Bought a pair of gloves because I left all my winter stuff here at the cabin. I was only supposed to be gone for 3 weeks when I started this adventure that took most of the summer. So yeah, what a thing. So I bought a pair of gloves when I was in Walmart in Pahrump. And I thought about buying boots, but I was like, no, let me wait because my money was short. Payday was Friday. And I was like, yeah, my money's tight. Let me be careful. Let me make sure I got plenty of gas money. And just in case something happens, enough to like, I don't know what, do something. $20 to tip somebody, which is nothing these days. That brings me to another thought that I want to talk about. But first, let's do our housekeeping. So, hi, everybody, all my regular people that love to come out. We love you. I love you. Um, please, could you give me thumbs up, likes, and subscribe if you want to? I have super thanks and super chats if you would like to use those. Um, I get that money over time. I don't always get it every single month, but over time I get it. If you would like to, it does help me with my travels, my phone equipment, and this headset, I haven't had a new headset in quite a while, but it helps me with things like that. Sometimes it allows me to get a piece of gear for traveling that I'm not normally able to do on my regular 1,000 a month disability budget. That disability will change to old age when I turn 67, and then I'll just be on regular old age Social Security. When that happens, then my ability to earn money changes. While I'm on disability, I have to be careful about earning money or taking too many gifts because the government watches, as they should, to make sure that we're not, playing some game or something. And they will, I don't need them to take my money away from me. I can't afford to do life without what I get. So this sun is right in my eyes, and I want to read what you all are saying. Please come in and ask questions about your own life and things going on, things that maybe I have ideas to help you with, about the Chevy Tracker Travels thing, about my scheduling, about why do I even have um, a cabin. It's a dry cabin, it's very small, and it's very remote. So, just as I was very remote at Boss Custom Shop, um, this is a different kind of remote. I am in the woods in Northeast Arizona. Yes, it says Apache County on things. I let you guys know that much. I'm outside of St. John's. Yes, that's true. All right, let me go catch up and see if you guys, if you're going to ask questions, if you would please put 3 uppercase Qs first, or do a super thanks or super chat. And That way I see your questions quicker. Is that Steve Bailey? I mean, Ballet. I always say your name wrong the first time. I haven't seen you in forever. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Oh man, I wish you would come up for a visit sometime, but maybe not right now. The roads are very slippery and messy. There's a whole lot more people live here. Okay. You do fine with the name, Lesa. Oh, thanks. I try, but every once in a while I hear myself saying the wrong thing. And I could blame that on this diagnosis of MS. I could, because some people have those things. We'll blame my eyesight on that. We'll also blame my weak left side of my body on that. That's why when Al Christensen used to say I was the most right-handed person he ever met. Yeah, we didn't know I had MS. MS affects my left side. So, yeah. So, all right, let me go scroll back up. I saw that Jeremy asked a question, but I keep seeing the chat rolling in front of me. Oh, there you go. You can still see me. Okay. So, Beth, hey, Jeremy, on. Hi, Catherine. It's good to see you. I know you wanted me to kind of make a phone call yesterday. I didn't get, or the other day, I couldn't get to it. Rockin' Van Life is Shadow Wolf. Hey, hey. And whoever else is in the background that I don't usually say hi to. Hi, Edward. I don't know you. Okay. I thought I had, let me go up here real quick and do that. Okay. I had to put the do not disturb on so I won't get messages flashing at me. What kind of shape was the cabin in when I got home? It was in great shape. I guess I was a little surprised. Nervous about the whole rat thing because my closest neighbor who watches the place for me had sent me pictures of the rats digging under the foundation. So there is a hole, an access hole. I did hear an animal underneath the first day I was here, but the only tracks I've seen seem to be rabbit tracks. So I'm not sure, but this neighbor who's so good to me, um, um, and we're like family. Um, they brought down one of those electronic rodent deterrent things that makes a really horrible sound. It makes an electronic sound based on solar. And so it's a solar stake thing. He stuck it, there's a little corner on my porch where it's just dirt, and he stuck it down in there. Most of the time it has sunshine. And if the motion sensor lights on the porch go on, that's enough to keep it making a sound. So I haven't seen any damage at all. There were a lot of dead. How about this? One time I came back and I'm trying to remember. I think it was in when I had the trailer. One time I came back and there were a whole mess of dead moths. This time I came back and the floor was scattered with dead stink bugs. And then I found a few once I started the heat up, the wood stove. Then I had a few like stink bugs in here, and I was like, how'd they get in? What's up with the stink bugs? But I keep getting rid of them. And it's been pretty warm in here with the heat. Can you guys? I don't think I can. Oh, I can. You don't want to see my forehead like that. So let's do this. I wanted to show you that. Oops, go that way, up and that way. Can you guys see how hot it is in here? It's probably backwards for you. I had to open the windows. It was 79. It says 76 right now. It was just way too freaking hot in here. Okay. I didn't know I could do that. So, okay, let me go back up. Edward, hi. I don't know, but welcome to our little group. Babs, hi, Babs. Love you, girl. Thinking about you because I need to do the gutters on this place. Oh, okay. And don't, Steve, I'm seeing your comment about your van. Is your van a Dodge Grand Caravan? I think it is. Uh, yeah, I'm okay, Catherine. To be honest with you, I'm doing an awful lot of decompressing. I've been kind of like vegetating. I splitting wood, keeping the fires going. Um, Basically, that's I visited with the neighbor, but basically not much. Oh, how nice, Edward, that you were able. Whoops. Oh no, do not. Okay, I accidentally clicked on one of y'all's names. Don't do that. Um, that's cool, Edward, that you've been following and that you're off grid a lot. Me too, obviously. I love being off grid and being a little old school in uh my way of doing things. I have a tendency to I got another buddy who uses the handle online low tech. And when I first saw that, well, I guess it was before I met him, I had said, I just love low tech. And then I didn't know he was in the group I was in. And then he said something and he was like, really? And I was like, oops. I am kind of a low tech, old school, borderline bushcraft, I guess, kind of person. And I like some of that stuff a lot. So so welcome, Edward. I'm so glad you're here. And hi Brooke. Um, Only 54 in the cabin. Actually, it's 76 in here right now. Oh, you're 54 at your cabin. And outside, I think that thermometer out there says it's almost 40 degrees. It's 38. It's out on the porch. I can see it up high. Okay, go that way. Up high out that window. So it's almost 40, like 38 or something. Yeah, I had it 80 something in here. I didn't mean to have it 80 in here, but sometimes that happens with a wood stove. You crank it up and you get it going good, and it's like, whoops, it takes off. So, um, yeah, they work. Just the ones that are those. So, I'm answering Shadow Wolf here. Said something about those solar rat things work. They do. Now, sometimes you can get the ones that go inside your car and run off your battery, but they run just enough power to drain your battery a lot. So if you choose to get one for in your car, I suggest that you either get the solar ones, um, if you could get one, I know you can, or a battery operated one that does not hook to your drive battery because they'll suck the power right out. And if Mike comes on, uh, that was one of the problems that was wrong with this blue car. Um, it killed the alternator was bad, but the battery kept dying, and there was one of those things in there. But we had turned the button off. It had a power button on it, but even with the power button, once we looked it up, it still pulls power. So don't trust those things attached to a vehicle's drive battery. I got to sit forward to read. Okay. Yeah, and I don't like the sound either. But the nice thing is when I'm home and I'm active and I've cleaned up the yard or whatever, that the rats don't stay around the same. They move away. And because I keep pretty neat and clean in my yard, but they have an on-off switch on them. So when you're home, you can turn them off, and they will annoy your pets as well. So you need to be a little careful with that. Betty Joe. Betty Joe, have you and Iris met each other in person yet? I'm thinking that's possible. 43 where you're at. Okay, well, it's pretty warm here. Jeremy, I'm hoping to get down this week. It looks like it's going to dry up. I had seen some more snow in the forecast for late in the week, but this morning when I looked again, it looks like that's gone away. So it looks like we'll have quite a bit of sun and the roads will dry up. I can get out if I want to get out. Yes, cottontails. That's what I've got. Those cottontails are moving around in the dark at 4 o'clock in the morning, setting off my solar motion sensor lights on the porches. So I've got a lot of cottontails right now. I've also got, am I jumping around too much with my thoughts this morning? If you guys think I am and I'm not being very organized with my thoughts, I can try to be a little more careful. But basically coming in, let me tell you first, basically coming in, some of you know that I've had some trauma around the idea of home. Now, I don't want to get into detail. Yes, growing up as a child, my experience at home, of course, each person in every family has a different experience from the other person in the same family, from the same events, but it's because we all think different. And wouldn't it be boring if we were all cookie cutter? But I had some experiences that were challenging for me, and I have trauma from them. And I always felt safer when I was out in the woods. And I could go sit beside a stream. I could take my sketchbook and draw. I could talk to the squirrel family that I'd been talking to for years. And so I'm more comfortable in those situations. When somebody says go home, there have been times in my life where I'd be like, yeah, not so. The WeBoost hooked up. I'm probably have to contact WeBoost. There's something wrong with mine or what, but I apologize that I was gone for a minute. So yeah, no, don't think it's you today. Most likely it's me and the area I'm in, but I'll be back. I'll just wait. As I'll wait a little bit and then I'll just try to pick up where I left off. So, so basically coming in, the roads were bad. The weather was bad. It had started snowing when I got to before I got to the Sanders exit on I-40. I think I was near Navajo exit when the snow started. And I was like, crap, I've got to go into Bashas at Sanders and fill my 2 water jugs in case there's no good water here. And I need to make sure I have plenty of groceries just in case. So I was like, and then I got to top the gas tank off before I go home. So a little bit of nervous that last few miles, then got my stuff taken care of, filled up the gas tank, made sure that my neighbor knew that I was on my way home and that if I needed help, if the road was really bad, that he was going to be able to come get me. So that's where we were with that. And so, yeah, talked to him, had that all square. And then I probably told Jeremy too. You'll forgive me, Jeremy, if I forgot. But I probably told Jeremy too that I was almost home. And anyway, so then I drove home, got to the first county maintained road where I turn in. And I don't know, I hadn't gone maybe 200 feet and I was sliding. So I was like, well, I could put it in 4 high. Now wait a little bit, got a little further down, sliding some more. I put it in 4 high. I never put it in low. but I put it in 4 high, which is really easy to do in this car compared to the white tracker. But I love my white tracker. Now, don't get me wrong. We're still working on that, but I got a lot of decompression going on, guys. I don't have plans per se. I have some ideas, but Jeremy has said he thinks that we should get the blue one working good enough so that I can tow the white one with the blue one. I don't know. That feels like a lot to me, but I don't have any idea. So anyways, so I put it in 4 high, and I just picked a speed that felt comfortable, and I just kept a steady speed, and I got all the way on the 2nd county maintained road. That was pretty good. Yes, I'm careful what I say about these roads because I'm not trying to give people directions. If you guys ever get to visit me at my cabin, it is by invitation only. I have had horrible bad experiences with nomads from the past. We are not repeating that. And also from trolls who like found me at campsites. Kind of using county maintained. So, and I slipped quite a little bit on that one. It's quite a bit of hard packed clay. And of course it's snowing, right? And then I get to the non-maintained road. Now in Apache County, Arizona, the names of roads are often numbers. And those numbers, if they have N in front of them, that does not mean north. That means non-maintained county road number, blah, blah, blah. So the number would be like N7100, for example. Okay. So, bye, Betty Jo. Have fun with your company. So, I got to that and I was like, oh, okay. I'd been told that the cattle had made a mess of it. And I saw the end of it and I went, oh, I got this. So I start going. And I didn't take it out. I didn't put it in low. I just left it in high, 4 high, and just went slow. And I did, slide a little bit, but the car tried to stay in one set of tracks. And I'm good at tire placement. I understand from other guys who do 4-wheeling when they ride with me because they're like, yeah, go ahead, Lesa. We're going to teach you stuff. They ride with me and they go, dang, you know how to drive this thing. And I'm like, okay, I just use what I think is common sense. So I do try to keep 2 of my wheels, on some kind of something that has some traction, if it's possible. And that's not always the rut somebody else made. And of course, with my shorter wheelbase vehicles, I can't really be in the same ruts as a big lifted 4-wheel drive pickup truck because my tires aren't as tall as theirs and stuff, and I would be scraping. Now, this blue tracker that I've got, it has skid plates. My other one doesn't have skid plates. The white one doesn't, but this one has skid plates. So, I'm trying to keep my tires up on the high spots, straddling some of the pickup truck ruts in the non-maintained road. And it's, it was doing fine for a minute. And then the car just started sliding and sliding and sliding. I was like, all right, where do you want to be? Let the car pick where it wants to be. Okay, you're going to be over here. Okay. Let's try not to rub the sidewall of my tires too much. Of course, here it's sand and clay. It's not rocks. It's not roots or sticks sticking out that would poke into your tire. So, I mean, I know I can kind of, if I slide off and it's clay, I'm not going to really ruin the tires, but I try to be careful. So, and I get to the one spot where the road makes a V. There's a high road and a low road, because sometimes in the year, the low road is all like a lake, and you can't drive on it at all. So I thought I was going up on the high road. Well, the car wasn't having it. And so I'm trying to go up, and all of a sudden the car starts sliding down toward the low road, and it's on its side. I'm like, oh shit, don't roll. So, I would have filmed this for you, but I don't know how I could have done it. I needed all my hands. So it was like, but it was sideways. And then finally it leveled out. It got down on the low road. I was like, well, we're doing this. I hope it's not too bad at the other end. So, we get down to the other end. There's another corner I've got to make. And I could tell that hi, Marianne. I could tell that this other, this pickup truck neighbors had decided to stop driving in their own ruts, and they had started driving closer to the fence line. So I was like, well, I guess I'm just going to do what they were doing, but this is narrow, and I don't know. When I go to make this, I've got to make a driver's side corner, a left corner, to go on another road. And when I do that, I've got to go down like a 3-foot embankment hump thing. I'm like, I don't know how I'm doing that and not rolling. And I did it. I just did it. Just slow and steady, and let the car slide where it wants to slide with just slight corrections to the wheel. Just don't get scared. Don't hit the brakes. Don't smash the gas. It worked. And then I get to the part where I'm the only one that drives on it most of the time. And I was like, oh, piece of cake. It's just that I have new neighbors that use the road, and they have a big pickup truck. And that's, for years I didn't have that. And I'd be the only one that ever came up in here. Most people don't even know I'm here. So, I have my choice neighbors that I'm close with that know where I'm at. But, bad weather, there's no point in coming up if you don't need to. So anyway, so I got home and it was snowing pretty good. And then, I was like, crap, I've got to go get wood, because I didn't have any pre-split wood. Okay. And so I was like, it's going to be cold. I've had the heater running for I don't know how long, right? And I get out, I've got to go get wood from the wood pile. I wanted to walk around and see what was different. But luckily, it was like about 3 p.m. So I had daylight on my side, and it wasn't too bad. And I got some wood, and I tried to split it over there. I got a couple of pieces split, and I'm like, just get one armful. So I did that, came in, started the fire, noticed that, I need to sweep the floor and get the dead stink bugs off the floor and stuff like that. But then once I got the fire starting to go, then it was like, okay, now what do I need to do next? And then it was like, it's almost 5 o'clock, and I'm like, oh crap, I need another armload of wood ready for later in the night in case it gets real cold. So, I had to go back and do more wood. Then I had to remember to tell everybody I made it home, I'm safe, I'm here, the fire started. So there was all of that. Let me see. So I'm going to go back. I see more people coming in. Oh, sorry. That's the allergy salute, isn't it, people? Thought it was your phone. Oh, did I do something that needed? I see the judge, not judgmental. Do I need something? Oh, things breaking up. Yeah. Thoughts are fine. Glad I'm home safe. Yep. Yes, the cottontails. Jeremy was talking about cottontails, and yes, they will get up in the engine and make a nest just as much as the rats will, and they will eat your wiring just like rats. And so I have opened the engine compartment and checked this car. I have not had time to do my own simple green treatment. I'm glad I could get driven home too. Hopefully, you still got me. There I am driving, so just listening. Okay, Mary, thank you for listening while you're driving. You don't have to look at my face to know who I am. That's all good. Be careful driving. Kept me informed along the way. I'm so happy you're home now. Let's get to work on that truck. We will this week. I'll get out. I'm not thinking I'm coming on Monday, but Monday's tomorrow. But I could change my mind. I really got to come get my mail, and so I got to get in. Oh, the blue one is a 2002. The blue one is a 2002 Chevy Tracker. So we're going to keep the Chevy Tracker Travels name for part of my YouTube stuff. So it's a 2002 Chevy Tracker ZR2 V6, 2.5 liter V6. So, okay. Yeah, exactly. Of how a vehicle wants to work. That's exactly it. It's like when I'm driving it, oh, it wants to go over there. Well, okay. As long as it's a safe over there, fine. If it's going to roll, I've never had a car roll. So, knock on everything. Thank you, God, right? Um, oh, oh, gracias, Marianne. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Sí, yo hablo un poquito de español. Yo viví en Costa Rica casi 7 años y es posible practicar más once in a while. Once in a while. Oh, I forgot once in a while. Okay. So yeah, I do know quite a bit of Spanish. Okay. So let's see. Video is grainy and out of focus. Well, DS, I apologize, but I'm in a very rural location and I have not got my WeBoost working yet to see if that will help. But I'm about 7 miles from the nearest Verizon cell phone tower, 5 miles from a Cell One cell phone tower. Signal's not great out here. It's the best I can do, but we've been doing this so long with a regularity on Sundays that I'm going to keep doing my best and I'm going to be here for y'all in one form or another and for as long as we can. I usually can get in about an hour, hour and a half, and I apologize that it's hard for you. Um, Hi, Donna. Nice to see you too. Donna's from Idaho. Is that right? I met you in Idaho like last year. Whew. So let's see I'm trying to think. I didn't even make notes. I couldn't find my Iowa. That's right. I couldn't find my little scratch pad book to make notes in yesterday. I was like, okay. I really am just decompressing from 5 months plus of being gone because I was gone from here 2 months prior to that, and I came back for something and then went on. And that, so I mean, it's been really more than 5 months since I've spent a night at the cabin. Okay. It's probably more like 8 months. Um, what a thing. Would love to have a conversation about the idea of home at some point. So there's one thing I should have made bullet points. but I couldn't find my paper. I have not finished taking every single thing out of the blue car. There's a box in there that has my Kelly kettle and some things. It's drippy, drizzly from the snow melting off of the roof. I've been struggling to keep the rock pals charged enough because it basically snowed for 2 or 3 days and nights. And but the snow's melting. So to keep the rock pals charged, the solar panel that's on the back pergola of the back over the back door, I just have a cord running through a screen and a window. And but it had snow on it for how many days? So I was taking my food outside and putting it in a wooden, it's actually my kindling box to keep the animals out of it at night because my food is meat, but to keep it away from the animals and to keep it cold because I was nervous about running the fridge off of the battery pack without enough power in the battery pack. So basically that's what I've been doing. And luckily I have a couple of those little plastic, can I reach one? Little plastic freezy things that you put in a freezer or in a lunchbox. These freezy things, the little cheap ones. And I stuck those outside on a lawn chair and got them cold. So so I could keep my meat in the refrigerator, you know. Hi, Donna from North Carolina. So yeah, so I was doing things like that. Thank you, Iris. Woo, this has been a thing. The car, okay, so Donna Raxter. The car was oh, I would love to have my own Starlink. I don't see how I can afford it yet. I would love to. If we get enough membership and some other things, that would make things so much different. But I know it's expensive to get started. It's an expensive monthly thing as well. But anyways, we'll talk about that as we go along. Did I say the car was on its side? Not exactly on its side. The car I was trying, so I was, the first time it happened, I was near these ruts on this really slick, muddy, snowy road. And I had the choice to stay low or to go up this embankment onto the high part. So when I lived here all by myself and nobody else was ever driving these roads, maybe once a year, twice a year, I would use the high road. So at first, when I came up on the approach, I thought, I'll go over here, but I'm going to go early and I'll go up kind of at this angle like this to get up on this flat space. If my hand makes sense, my hand being the car. Okay. So I was going to go up like this until it got flat. Well, I got partway up and it didn't go flat. The car just started sliding like this, like this, like this. And it kept sliding. And I was like, oh crap, don't roll. And the next corner I came to, my hand being the car, same thing. I had to go up a thing like this. I didn't slide too bad going up on this. And there was a lot of grass along a fence line. And then I needed to come down about 3 feet down off of it and turn a corner. So I'm like trying to judge the best way. And again, it was like sideways like this. It never rolled. So that's I hope that helps with that. I just talked the car and got me through it. Like, okay, don't let it roll, don't let it roll, don't let it roll. Let it slide, it's okay. Please don't let me get stuck. I think the second time I was probably saying, don't let me get stuck. Don't let me get stuck. This would be hard. Don't let me get stuck. Much simpler, by the way, Jeremy, much, much simpler to shift this one into four-wheel drive because it's automatic locking hub. So you could stay in the car and do it. I never put this in. I came home the whole way in 4 high, but my other tracker, you have to get out, lock the hubs. So it's a whole thing. But I love both of these. Did I just say that? I think I love both of these cars. How weird is that? It's sort of like the weirdness I had when I came up to my own gate. I opened the gate, and as I'm opening it, I'm going, yeah, I'm fixing this. The gate's not where I wanted it. That's a project for this year, and something else. And then I got up to the house, and I just went, there's something kind of nice about having a home. And it's foreign in my brains a little bit. So, yeah. All right, now let me catch up with y'all. Put snow in the cooler. That works too. I just knew that with me running the wood stove and getting it up to like 85 and 90 in here, that whatever I did to, I have both a cooler and the little fridge. And I was like, no matter what I do, that stuff's melting. So I put it outside. Oh, and I got something else to tell you too. Kind of cool. Okay, Edward, have fun at breakfast. Enjoy your meal. Gotcha. Wow, scary. Yeah, it was a little scary. These outriggers like a boat. Uh, Someday these roads have to change because the closest neighbor is newer within the last 2 years. As he can afford, because most people out in this area where I am, everybody thinks other people are rich. That ain't true. We're all struggling. This is not a rich area. There's a few people that have money, sure, but there's not a lot. And most people who came out here, they spent money on their land. And so whatever they're doing afterwards has to take time. Well, this guy finally, while I've been gone this summer, he got his survey done. And the roads are not in the right place once his survey was done. And so as soon as he starts the fencing, then these roads will get changed. There's some trees that will have to be cut. There'll be straighter roads, not so twisty. But for right now, until he can afford the fencing, and because it's basically only him and I that are up in here very often, he's like, we just gonna kind of leave it the way it is for now until we start working on the fencing. So, outriggers, yeah. Full-time four-wheel drive. Is that what it is? See, it's not all-wheel drive. No, because I can shift it into 2. So, I don't know. Maybe it is. I don't know. Whatever. I know. Did you hear me say that? I think it is kind of great. But I got let me finish. I'm not reading. Some people don't see the live chat messages, so when I'm answering things, they each have their own purpose. But yes, ain't it great to have a place to lay your head and call home? Yeah, it's kind of weird. Yeah. And yet it also brought up for me some thoughts about what was it I liked about home and what didn't I like about home. And what were some of the things that I experienced this summer that I want more of? I don't want to be so alone anymore. And that's newer for me to say this year. I don't want to be so alone anymore. Yeah, a dog could help, but a dog ties me down different too. And I love pets and animals. I'm pretty allergic to a lot of things. But I'll have to work on, I don't know, but I think I'm going to be open to something happening, more interaction again. So we'll see how that develops. Um, yes, exactly. It is. Now, I want to say something else about if you choose to have a rural home base. I didn't start this with that idea. And Steve Ballet does understand me completely. I didn't start this with that idea. I came here to visit somebody else, and then came back with their permission. And one day when I was driving back, this was when I had Van Tucket, the blue van I used to have. And Ozzy was kind of new to me that year. So I had my dog, and I heard myself tell Ozzy, come on, let's go home, when I was coming back from getting groceries. And so over time, I negotiated a deal with the person who owned this property before me. And so I've been out here for 12 years, but I haven't owned my portion that long. So, but one thing I want to say, because I got back, and of course, my closest neighbors, all excited. I saw the tracks. You must be home. Are you home? You know, and then the phone wouldn't work for me to answer them or whatever, because my signal does come and go right here. And so then, we got a chance to chit chat a little bit. And so they're catching me up on what's been happening since I've been gone, and, whatever. So I just want to say, land is inexpensive in this area. There are more nomads who have moved out here. Now, I did not bring all these nomads here, but because everybody understands me and knows me from out here in YouTube land as well, they see my car when I have my YouTube stickers, decals on it and everything. Anything that's going on in this area that has anything to do with nomads, that information comes to me. And often I've had fingers pointed at me. Why the hell did you tell these people that land was cheap out here? Hold up. I wasn't the only one who said it. Okay. And I do not encourage people to come out here and buy land, because this is not an easy area to be in. Most people who want a home base and to be a nomad, and who are my age, maybe female, maybe solo travelers, you want to look in places that are closer to main roads, to pavement, less dirt road, mud, horrible bad weather. I'm just saying, you guys need to really think about this. But because I'm who I am, and I'm a trusted neighbor. So here's the two big points I want to bring out. Learn how to be a really good neighbor. Learn how to be a good, friendly, neighborly camp neighbor. Use it in lots of situations, not only wherever your home is. Okay? In quotes. Learn how to be a good neighbor. Don't be a butthead. Because that stuff comes back on people who don't even know you. So part of what I'm going to say is, I am so frustrated with these other nomads who moved into this area, say in the last year and a half. They are making a horrible name for themselves. They, as a general statement, I don't know most of them. I don't know their names. I've heard stories, but there's been theft. It's getting blamed on the nomads. There's been people parked on other people's private property, so they're not on the right land. They're using people. Now, let me intersperse here. It's hard to be in these other locations with bad weather and whatever else. I'm just saying. Yes, Beth. Very, very, very much so. And yes, they found out from lots of the top 5 YouTubers. Yes, absolutely. And Jeremy, yes, they're getting the name freeloading thieves. That's true. And mooch docking. Yes, that very true. They're starting to have that name. But it's coming back on Miss Lesa. Okay? I just want to say this. The people out here that are good, neighborly, country, rural neighbors who help, who make a couple of bucks at the farmer's market by one lady makes soap, somebody else cans a lot of things and makes pickles, somebody else crochets, somebody else, brings odd things here and there, or has a garden, or has a pickup truck and does small water deliveries, because I encourage them to do that, because it's a necessity for some people. And the great big trucks that can bring in 2,000 gallons of water, they won't come bring anybody 300 gallons. And so, I encouraged a neighbor to start a business that would do small water deliveries and maybe even rent or sell small water barrels with faucets so that they could fill them or rent them or whatever. I think this is a good business. Then there's the, oh my God, we're all stuck in the mud. Yes, I am, Beth. And so I heard this really long, drawn out story about how one of my lovely, wonderful neighbors, who is not rich, sure, they got 40 acres of land and a pickup truck, but they're not rich people, okay? None of us are, hola, none of us are rich out here, but when we're generous and we're kind and we're helpful to each other and we don't take advantage, then we can coexist in a way that works. So somebody called one of my neighbors to come get them unstuck from the mud. They had a van that was 2-wheel drive. Now I know how to drive a 2-wheel drive van out in this mess because I did it for years. Okay. The person got out there to rescue them and said, they were asked how much it was going to cost. And the guy said, I need you to make me a donation because I haven't decided how much I should charge. He said, but I'm going to tell you how to drive so that you won't get restuck. So this person did not listen, evidently, or something. Maybe not capable. I don't know anything about the person, okay? So he got them unstuck, told them exactly where and how to drive to get out with their 2-wheel drive van. So the person gets in their van and does exactly what he told them not to do. So he had to get them unstuck a second time. The story went on. He got them unstuck 5 times before he got them the half mile from wherever they were to 191. 5 tow out. This person handed him $20 as a tip. That doesn't even pay for this guy's gas to go get her. The person. I'm assuming it was her. I don't know. But what I'm saying is, don't be using people like that. If all you've got, because we're all poor, is $20, then do some more things for somebody else. Offer to do something else to kind of help make up for the fact that, look, I only got $20, but I could make you jelly. I could do something, right? But don't keep calling and calling and calling. And I was told that this person, yeah, exactly. And this person evidently had called many times prior to that, along with somebody else who's like out here. And these people under the Nomad name. You want to use the Nomad name? Call yourself Bob Wells Nomads or something. But y'all making me look bad now. So, well, you're not making me look bad, but I'm just saying, I'm going to talk about it because we need to have conversations around the campfire about how paying your own way, trying to take care of yourself and do the most you can do for yourself. And at least if somebody's barter trade, right? But at least if this guy's trying to teach you how to not be stuck, at least you could listen to him and try to do what he said. Learn it so that you don't have to ask again. Yeah, barter, trade, I don't know what, but don't start using people. Just please learn how to be a good neighbor. I've made mistakes. Yes, absolutely. Have I asked for help when I couldn't afford it? Absolutely. I needed it. And yet, I do everything I can. I just think it's important. We're not all here by ourselves. So, I don't know. Learn how to drive, people, or find your own way to get unstuck. And don't think that if you put a winch on your vehicle and you stick the one end of the winch on a rotten fence post, that's going to get you unstuck from mud, because it ain't. I've seen that happen too. I've had to go out and push four-wheel drive pickups out of the snow myself. So I know how. It's a whole thing. Yes, exactly. Exactly. And if you need help, ask for it, but be grateful. Do your best. Do your best to pick up your end of something. Don't freaking show up at my place when I'm inviting you here and leave me steaming poop bags and smoldering wool blankets. It cost me $300 to have the trash hauled off my place. I got $300 extra from one time having nomads come visit me. Y'all ain't doing that to me again. I dismantled the outhouse. I'm not providing anything. And if you come here, you're only coming because I asked you to come. I'm not opening this up for anybody. I had to get rid of squatters. Okay, I'm going to stop because I could go on and on and on. Help where you can, and that's right. Do your best to do for yourself. But when somebody's willing to teach you how to stay out of a stuck situation, don't turn around and just ignore them. Because my advice to the person who towed them out is, well, maybe next time you're not so quick to go help. And they were like, oh, you think I haven't already thought of that? Oh, yeah, probably not even going to answer the phone. So, be a good neighbor. Learn how to be a good neighbor. And even if it's just being a good nomad neighbor while you're out in the bigger world, camp neighbors are important just as much. When I pull up in a public camping situation, if somebody's already there, I usually go check, am I far enough away from your camp for you to be comfortable still? Dogs on leashes, whatever it is, right? If I'm too close, just let me know before I get settled. I'm only going to be here a night or two, but you know. And I think Rebel Miner made some kind of comments about something similar to this recently too. No, actually, his comments on Facebook had something to do with people talking bad about other people, and I was like, oh, if you only knew why you think I'm over here, but kind of in a different normalcy than the average people in the now nomad van life world. That's because a bunch of people started talking really bad about me. And I was like, I don't even know what they were talking about. But you know what? I grew up with that. There are narcissistic people, if that's the right term, all over the world. And any little group you're in has all the same drama and crap that was in high school. So just expect that's the way things are, and don't expect too much to be different. Keep on moving. So, anyways, there you go, Beth. There you go. So, what else? Let's see. I'm wondering if I can walk outside with y'all. I'm noticing some things I really want to get done here at the cabin eventually. The drip drizzle thing of the snow melt is real, okay? But all that snow melt could be going into my rain catchment water barrels if I would get the gutters put on this place. So I really need to do the gutters. I'm so glad I cleaned up. I'm so glad that I cleaned up and left this very minimally when I left. There's a few too many things here for my taste, but they're in stages of improvement. I've got a brush pile that needs to be burnt. I'll probably be doing that in the next few days because it's so wet. It's just, as long as there's no wind, then I don't mind. I don't mind doing that job. It's just you got to be really, really careful. I don't want to burn my place down, or the woods or anything else. A little leftover this morning. I think it's cooling off in here. Yeah, it says it's 72. I'm gonna close. Oh, you guys can't see what I'm doing. Let me turn the camera around. There we go. All right. Whoops. Yeah, I have little things like this on this windowsill that just need to be put away, but I'm not sure where I want to put them. Whoops. Okay. Get this out of y'all's face. So, okay. Yeah, it's all is when it's wet and muddy, and it won't catch things on fire. So here's one other thing that I think it's right around $300 I priced it at. Oh, I might need a sweater jacket. It's chilly, but the sun is out. Uh-oh. I touched something. All right, there we go. We're all right. You still got me, right? You can still see me. So this is my back pergola, patio, whatever you want to call this. What it is. Okay, we're about to look up. And it drips the snow through it. So I want to put a roof on this so that this is a more dry space. I really want to do that. Plus, the gutters on this as well will help with rain catchment. So that'll be helpful. I haven't decided yet whether I tried to cook that little grill. Oh, that dripped right on my back, guys. Whoa, that was cold. what I'm going to do about that. But you see how wet it's been. The ground is really soft and squishy. This spot here, yes, of course, once I put gutter, painting would be good if I would finish painting, right, Babs? This little spot right in here between this fence and where I'm standing, I want to do patio pavers of some kind. I want to fill it with sand and do another little place to sit. And then this is my hammock. I saw the 4Gs. All right, I'm back. So then this stone walkway, I goes over to the bathhouse. In the summer, that's the shower, and it's my toilet buckets and all of that. The doors blew apart. those were old closet doors that I found, and or somebody gave me, and they're falling apart. So I'm gonna have to do something different for doors. But so, and that needs painting. But that Donnie Valesco helped me work on that this past summer. We've still got pretty good signal, so I'm going to say that this is still working. But so the walkway, and that needs some work. And then there's a space over there off to this side where there's room for more roof, which I'm not all 100% sure what I want to do with that. Yes, I'm going to have to repaint, right? That I never finished painting. And then get these gutters up here. Yeah, that's a whole thing. Now I'm going to try to show you. Hopefully you can see. Can you see these rabbits? Oh, I didn't. These rabbit tracks, they're going right down in there, and I don't see any rat tracks. I only see rabbit tracks, but I can't say for sure. But then I also see coyote tracks. And I have another story to tell you. Because the first day I was here, I wasn't here a few hours. And I heard this hook. Okay, I'm back. So it was either, I saw two sets of trucks. So it was either a bobcat or a big coyote, because there were both bobcat and coyote tracks. And so it jumped on top of the IBC, that water tote over there, and then on the car, and then off and ran. So, I don't know, but that was a little like eye opener, like, oh crap, what now? You could see tracks in the snow with rats over here. Up before I left, and it didn't go. And way over on the other side of that white fence thing on the other side, you could probably see that shovel sticking up. That's the brush pile I got to burn, which I might try to get done tomorrow, and then probably try to come into town maybe on Tuesday, because most people will be wanting to go to town on Monday, or they'll have to for work. And if I can, we'll have an extra day to dry out and be better. So let me turn around so you can see a little bit. So, and I had this great repurposing idea. I have a white gate out at the road. And so it's similar to that little white gate that goes in my backyard. And I've decided I'm going to take, because the wood is starting to not be so great shape on the big one. So I'm going to take the one off of the road entry and use the good part of the wood to make my porch railing. I think that's a way I can start that. And this side of the porch gets all the snow and rain and stuff really bad. So I have some extra over here by the tree, up in that pile. I have some extra sheets of T111. I'm going to maybe do some partially solid stuff to kind of protect that end of the porch a little more. So that's I know you get to see the snow. We're gonna walk a little bit. I hope I don't lose the signal. I want to stay in the sunshine myself because it's cold. That box on the porch is my kindling box. I try to keep that wood really dry. Right now, my my food's in there because I'm trying to get the battery pack full. And then I bring a couple of armloads of wood up and stick them there to try to keep the snow off of them, so I don't have tons of wood inside the house. But that's so I can stay warm. That's what's going on. And then we can walk over here a little bit. Oh, the breeze is chilly. Oh, the breeze is chilly. Oh, and this, which I have some ideas about how to fix this up too. I want to add a fig tree this year. Some of my herbs. Oh, I just got snow in my shoe. Oh, that was cold. Some of my herbs are growing just fine. I think that's some thyme over there that's doing all right. Over there's my rosemary is still growing great. But this needs a little work. It has been more enclosed than it is. I've thought about putting a bathtub in here for actually having a bath and a little wood stove. And that might happen too. I haven't decided if I really want to do it, but I think it might be nice to have a place to soak in a bathtub and to do it in a place that's garden stuff. Why not? This is where I had to change my fencing because I had the fencing way out on this side where that pile of straw hay is there. That's compost. I had that fence way over, way over. And the elk were having trouble. And when I was gone, the elk would jump inside the fence and it was a problem. So I moved it and now, but they're using the space again. So I did the right thing moving it back. It may get a little adjustment, I'm not sure. But this is where I am, guys. This is where I am. So I have a little bit of work to do on the, but the greenhouse actually does really good. I have that bucket down there with the snow on it. That's my worm farm. I've had that for 3 years, 4 years, I think. Danny gave me my worms. His father just passed away. Pray for him and his mom and his family. Right here in the snow, you see those little tracks? That's rats. That's rat tracks. Rats like to have a place to go from one thing to another, and they run between. Okay, so this little track here going right up there behind the trees, and then over there I see more go in that direction. They just go from trees to trees. And if your car's in between, they're going in your car. And then my wood pile's way over there because wood piles attract rats, and then the rats attract snakes. So that's what's over there. And okay, so you guys, I'm going to try to walk back. Oh, if I would stop getting snow inside my shoe. I'm barefoot in my shoes. Oh, that's cold. We're going to go inside because I can feel the wind. It'll make the microphone sound weird. And I love this Kindle cracker too. If you guys ever need to do wood stove stuff, that thing saves your hands when you're trying to make kindling. Oh, mistake when we built this, but whatever. This is my front porch, right? Oh, is that icy? See right there? All that stuff just slides straight down onto my porch. So I really need that gutter is the one that's got to go up first. So that that water can end up in that barrel, and I'll add some more of those IBC totes to to the system, and then it'll be all rain catchment, which is the goal, which will be that I then won't need to have somebody bring me water so much. Okay, because I could filter that. Whew. All right. Well, I could have left this on this way for a little bit. Come in this way, and you see my mess from coming home and just put my bags on the floor, right? Okay, so let me see. Let me go back and check your comments while y'all are looking. What would you like to see? Let's, this was, got to figure out a way to heat the gutters so the snow doesn't pack in them and tear them down. Actually, it won't. As long as I put, let me go back up. As long as we put the leaf guard thing on the gutters, then, okay, well, I already read that one a long time ago. So once you put the leaf guard things on, the snow only goes so far. And then as soon as it starts melting, the melt goes in and the hard stuff just falls off. So there's a way to do it, yeah. All right, let's see. Oh, rest up, Lisa. I'm so happy you're home. And Blue did you well. Yeah, me too. And eventually I've got to get a hold of the widow who sold me the car and let her know. Figure a way to heat the gutters so the snow doesn't pack in them and tear them down. Well, I know how to do some of these things. I just haven't done it. So pitch, yeah. Cliffhanger. Okay, and then you got me back. You heard a horrible noise. Yes, it wasn't a dog. I really think that it was a bobcat and maybe a coyote was chasing him. I have had mountain lions up here. I have also had jaguarundis, which they say they can't decide whether we actually have jaguarundis or not. We do. I've seen them, and I had them in Costa Rica, so I know. Do I have a firearm? Let's talk about that in private. Whatever. On and up and off. Yep, bobcat. I would love to set up. I need to do some things with my water. Yep. And Jeremy, you got to come visit. Thank you, Donna. Okay, I want to show you guys this. Now, I'm going to have to contact the company because I got this just before I left Nevada. Let me say it as if I had been there for a while. I got it off Amazon. It is, yes, it's a military looking mini radio. It's got like all kinds of bands, shortwave, FM, AM, shortwave, world band, NOAA. I don't even know what's all on it. It's a Bluetooth speaker. It's rechargeable. It's everything. My old radio that I loved died. The switch broke on it. And I bought a newer model of it that only lasted like a year. And it was so disappointing because I paid $30 for the new one. Well, this thing might have cost me $30 or $32, something like that. I'm telling you, this is the bomb. I don't even know how many radio stations I get up here anymore. There's lots of radio stations. I used to only be able to get 2. So now I have radio stations. And it's, for me, you know, not always, not having Starlink, not having a lot of income, never knowing for sure if signals are going to work all day long on the phone or anything, it's nice to have a radio. So that's the bomb. And for it being tiny and being Bluetooth speakers, so you can hook your phone to it, so you can hear your phone ring while you're working or whatever. I just think it's an extra nice to have an emergency radio around, and it's so small, it's easy to travel with. So thank you guys. I love my spot. And Steve knows why I will say it is incredible. So, rats. Jaguarundis. A jaguarundi is a cousin to a black panther. It's or a jaguar. A black panther and jaguar, the same thing. I don't remember, but yeah, it's a cousin. They like to eat birds. So if you have chickens, they will come after the chickens. They are often black or cinnamon colored, and they are a lot bigger than a bob. They're smaller than a mountain lion and bigger than a bobcat. Thank you very much, Jeremy. I have protected and not really shown much about my place sometimes, but I guess I feel safer within myself this year. Wow. And I feel more stable. And thank you to all the people who, if from my past and my present, who have helped me to be where I'm at. Thank you so, so, so much. I got to look up the brand name. I just put the box in the burn barrel. I'm going to have to look it up on Amazon, Mary. And what I thought I'd do is I'll post, because this gets posted afterwards for the replays, but then I'll go in and try to edit this and see if I can pull that little piece out and make it a short and tell you about what it is and send the company a link, because why shouldn't I be helping the company? Right? Yeah. So the brand name on that, any of you that need the brand name faster than I can get it to you, send me messages and say the radio, the radio. Tell us about the radio. Um, Steve, there's always a place up here. Where did you meet me? Where did I see Iris? That's where I met Lesa. Where did you meet me? Oh, teaching at RTR. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, you want one for a pet? Okay. I would love to have more cats. I mean, I love cat. I love animals, but I'm so freaking allergic to cats that I had some here. If you look back in some of the videos from, I don't know, a year ago or something, the one that was left little bit now lives down at the new neighbors. But I used to, when the weather was super, super bad, let them come in the house and I could breathe. It was horrible. So I was like, yeah, I can't do that. It hurts too much. Okay, YouTube short brand name. Yeah. Oh, at 2018. Oh, okay, yeah. You know, I taught at the 2010 and 11 RDRs. I was teaching how to start fires and cook on an open fire. I taught to at RTRs, and a whole mess of, what year was that? That would have been 2012 maybe, or 13. And a whole mess of escapees came to my class. They didn't want anything to do with Bob, but they were like, you? Can you see the wax? I accidentally spilled it over last night. Luckily, it was on this metal countertop. Oh, no, let me turn this around. It was on this metal countertop. Well, I don't use this one in my car anymore. I can't guarantee that once that candle starts burning liquidy, it's spillable. It's different from the big one, which I do love. But the big one, the candles burn down from the top, and so you don't have liquid to spill. So, other thing. No, while we were gone, I did not have time to go look this up. This is what the back of, whoops, I'm looking at the wrong thing. This is what the back of that radio says, but I'm going to have to look it up. Maybe it is that ZHIWHIS. I will look it up and I will get it to you, but it's a rechargeable. And I love it. It has tons and tons of stations. All right, let's see what's going on. 137. So if we had to say goodbye, that would be okay. You keep missing me. That's all right. We don't know what's happening with these cars and how much I can afford and where. Guys, I feel like we're having trouble. Yeah, I love Yuma too. So I'm feeling like maybe we ought to get ready to end this. And I want to remind everybody that I love our community that comes in here. I love our little gang of folks. And so I'm hoping that as we go away this week, we can, remember those who need our prayers, especially my friend Carrie and Danny and their family. They just lost their husband, father. And they're grieving, they're neighbors to me. Yeah, just with all this weather, pray for blessings for anybody who needs it. It can be a struggle. I have been out here in a tent. I know what it's like being in a tent, being in an old vintage trailer. I have been out here and slept in my van, and I used to live in my car out here in the winter. And so in 12 years, I've had a lot of experience in this area. I understand it. I know what works and I know what doesn't work. And for me, keeping it simple works the best. So does travel light and often. So I probably will spend more time this week decompressing and just kind of letting my mind wander to the needs and the things. My left side muscles have been weak. If you don't mind praying for that situation, my health is really good. I have basically been in remission for quite some time with the MS, but every once in a while, and I do believe that similar to Chrome from up in Canada, from Van City Van Life, he recently thought he was having a heart problem. Come to find out it was stress. I think that a lot of my stuff is stress related as well. So, and I just would really appreciate anything that you do with your beliefs in your life. I use the God term I keep Saturday Sabbath. It's what I grew up with. It's what I choose to do. I am not religious as in some affiliation or something. I'm just spiritual. I just think there's something bigger than me, and I'm going to call it that. But I'm just saying, uh, stress, good or bad, can bring up little things. And so I think the fact that I hadn't driven in 5 months, more or less, right? And then I'm on a 3-day trip on I-40 with semi splashing salty mud at my windshield, and I have no windshield wiper fluid, washer fluid. Well, I had fluid, I just didn't, the pump didn't work. So I was like, yeah, don't run the wipers. When's the next time I can get off? If there's still snow on the roof that I can use to wash the window. And okay, so I washed windows a couple of times with snow chunks. But I'm just saying, we do things and it was stress and it was good. And here I am. And, I was I didn't tell you this other thing. I was so excited, looking forward to being able to buy beef bacon at the Walmart in Pahrump. And I did. And I got it here and I went to make bacon and eggs. You know how sometimes you remember things different? It's like, well, that's kind of a yawn. And all that time I wanted it so bad, but whatever. Yawn. It's all good. But I have eggs that I can eat. I'm not getting sick on them. I have steak and beef, and I have coffee, and I'm okay. And I did have to be careful. I do have to be careful with the dairy, it seems, but the stress, the stress, the stress. So, well, I hope you all have a wonderful week. And Jeremy, I'm going to see you this week sometime. And I don't know. Keep on keeping on. I don't know what to say. Y'all have a wonderful week. Pray for each other. Be good, be kind, learn how to be a good neighbor. It's a really useful, appreciated thing. Y'all have a safe week. And I will see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. Ciao. That dates me, doesn't it?